Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Allison Sedlow, and today we're going to be talking about modeling staircases for architectural projects. Currently I'm working on modeling a very important stairwell, and I just realized how hard it is to find any kind of resources to model stairs at all that isn't just like straight up building them. So I thought I would talk today a bit about going through and figuring out how to model them. Don't worry, we're not going to be going by these notes. This is just so I have a reference of just how much I had to go through to figure out exactly how to model stairs. These are actually the notes we're going to be going by. And I did 3 models. Let's see. This one was the first one, and it's to a 1/2 inch scale. Wait, it's where an inch equals a foot. So inch equals a foot scale. You can see that I did a good bit of writing just on the model. Which is very useful for all kinds of things when you're trying to just work out stuff. This was the second model, and I wasn't too happy with it, but that's okay. And then I did a final model that was a floating staircase. So yeah, this one has 3 of parts to the railing as well, so that's good. Stairs in general are just really hard to model, so I wanted to go over just like the parts of the stair, how to figure out how far you have to go and how many stairs you need to go so many feet. And so the common sizes of so whenever you're walking, like the part of the stair where you put your foot, that's called the tread, and the part of the distance between the treads, that's called the riser. And then the under part of the stair is called the stringer. It can be cut out like this, or it can be like completely full and covered in, think like area under the staircase, like it's just a wall. Treads must be 11 to 12 inches, although they can be more, like I think they're called Roman or Greek stairs, where they're just very, very deep, and then it's like a rise of 6 inches. Risers can be between 3/8 of an inch and 7 3/4 of an inch, but most stairs are between 6 inches to 7 3/4 of an inch. And then nosings and overhangs. Like these are the little boop parts. Those are the nosing and overhang. On this part there isn't as much, but you know, they have to be slightly rounded so that way you can minimize injury, just so like it's not a razor sharp edge to your stair, so it's more like rounded. Most likely it'll be like this just because of wood. And then stringers are extremely customizable so long as they support the treads and or risers. Because I said and or risers just because you don't have to have a riser, you just have to have that negative space that shows how it rises up the stairs. Like these are completely open stairs, as in there are no like solid riser, it's all void. These are completely solid stairs, and then these are a single stringer floating stair with a railing. So technically, I guess you could say that this is also another support because it is, but the stringer is the main source of support for that one. We're not going to go into spiral staircases, but I'll put some resources down below just because those are extremely hard to model as well. And I'll put like a whole bunch of different resources of people that I follow that have given some great resources for modeling stairs. Okay, so how to model stairs. This is, again, the stair guide. This is the tread, this is the riser, and then this is the stringer under here. And then these little points right here, those are referenced down below in the notes. At the end of the video, I'll put a screenshot of, or rather a nice quality picture of all of this page of notes, as well as the other page of notes that just has little doodles and the pictures of the models. So tread formula, normally you have whenever you're making stairs, you have in mind what you want, how tall you want your stairs to be, and how deep you want them to be. Again, treads have to be between, they just have to be enough where you could put your foot in. So greater than or equal to 11 inches. So when you're trying to figure out exactly how to model them, you have to keep in mind the thickness of the material you're going to be modeling with. For these, I use poster board, which is right, let's see. It says on this other page that it's 5/32 of an inch. In this little example right here, I was actually modeling with I was considering mat board as my material. So I put right here that the thickness of my material was 1/16 of an inch. So keeping that in mind, you work through the tread formula. So however deep you want your tread to be. For me, I wanted it to be 1 inch. And again, this is 1 inch equals 1 foot scale. So I wanted my tread to be 1 inch. The material thickness is 1/16 of an inch. And I didn't want an overhang length for this one, just so I could keep it flush with the risers and just keep it as simple as possible for myself. So I had, 1 inch plus 1/16 of an inch plus 0. So I would actually have, right here, this entire board right here is 1 and 1/16 of an inch. Then the riser formula is the intended riser height. I wanted 6 inches or 1/2 of an inch for the riser height, just because that's really easy math, or it's as easy as my brain can comprehend it, and minus the material thickness, because the way that I model my stairs is I start with the tread, and that's always what you see, because the riser never goes above the tread. You don't see the riser over it, and that's how most stairs are. Because if you see right here, the reason that we subtract the material thickness is because this right here accounts for at least a little bit of the rise. And so yeah, it's a little bit difficult to figure out at first, but I highly suggest just doing a sketch model or two to figure it out with just like some cheap materials. So I just got a poster board that was in the scrap pile of my department, and that was pretty easy to just grab and go. So for the riser formula, you do whatever you want, however high you want it to be, minus material thickness. And then stringers, they are very important. They just hold up the structure for the stairs. So you want to keep in mind that the stringer run and rise, so run and rise, length should be the exact same as the desired tread length, horizontal, and the desired riser height. Essentially, it means that essentially, like this little block action right here, this outer line right here that follows the yellow and orange on the outside, that if you move it over and down a little bit, it'll be exactly the same as the stringer itself. So it'll be like boop, 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 boop. And it's the exact same, because right here, this is 1 inch and this is 1 inch, but you stop it right here before you get to the riser. So that's just what I'm talking about there. And at the bottom of the stringer, the angled portion should be riser height below the bottom of the stairs. So what I mean by that is, see this little red dot right here? So right there, we're going to go back up here, and it says that it has to be 1 riser height below the corner of the tread. So right there, we're going to do 3/16 of an inch downward, and then we're going to do that for every single one. So this is the line that we get for that. This grid is actually like 1/2 of an inch by 1/2 of an inch, and then I have all of that. So that's why it looks like that. So that's all really good information. And then the common sizes and code regulations. We already talked about treads and risers, but railings are also very important. They must be I think that the average minimum is 3 feet tall. So I made mine on all of my models 3 inches, because all of the models are made at 1 inch makes a foot. So yeah. And then I was just going to show you how to draw up your staircases in your plans. So this is currently a project that I'm working on. Hopefully I'll be doing like a little run through of how I built it and everything. But from the side, this is how I normally show my stairs, because it's always the proportion at which you show your stairs is that the tread is always 2-to-1 ratio of your rise. That's the easiest way to just draw it out in your plans. So that's really good to keep in mind. And so I did 1 block, half a block. I'll just zoom in a little bit. So you can see that this is perfectly in the middle of each block to show that the rise is 6 inches. But and I accounted a bit for the stringers as well. I did it a little bit more just because I wanted to have a lot of support. And then the way that I modeled it, that I draw these out in my plans from the front, it looks like this for me. I've seen some where they just draw the lines as well, but that just confuses me, so I just do the little arrows if it's going this way, and it's going this way, it's going this way. One thing that can be helpful, because these plans are a little confusing, because if you compare these plans to the side plan, the side elevation, then you can see that this is like the back of the stairs if you're looking at this. So this stair is this stair. So when we're looking from this way, so we're looking from, let's imagine we're standing right here and we're looking this way. In this plan, because that's how we're viewing it, this would actually be the underside of the stairs. So that can be confusing if you're showing this to a client or if you're trying to explain your concept to someone and get their critique, which I highly recommend. It's very good practice to just make sure that you are making a connection with the people who will be using your building. So what might be a bit more helpful is if you shade that in very lightly with a drafting pencil or just a mechanical pencil. That's very, very useful. And then I just wanted to show you a book that I checked out from my library. I actually had this requested because we didn't have any books on stairs. There's a glare, but this is called Staircases, the Architecture of Ascent. And this is actually by, I can't really say these correctly, so I'm gonna butcher them. But here we go. There we go. Oscar, Martine, Adelaine, Jerome, and Jean, or Jean. I don't know. But this is what the cover looks like. I just blocked that out because it has the barcode. But yes, and it has a lot of great resources, as you can see by the blank pages. It has a whole bunch of pictures of different kind of stair types. It shows really old types. It shows very, I don't believe opposite. Okay. It has some works from Floyd Wright, which is very interesting because he's a very famous architect, and then a lecture in architecture from, so it just shows a lot of different stairs. I haven't been able to go through the entire book yet. I've only gotten about 20 pages in so far, but it does have some good text to read. It has a whole bunch of great photos. It's in full color. It's available on Amazon, so I'll put that in the description down below. But yeah, this is just a little thing on modeling stairs. And yeah, I'll make sure to put these screenshots, these note sheets on the end of this video so that way you can screenshot it. And I'm going to put some links down below as for this Amazon book, as well as some website pages by David Neat. He's a really great teacher and maker of architecture. I think that's his name on his website. And he, his work, his articles that show how he makes things, it's very, very useful, and I've actually printed out just pages from his website because it's very great tips on architecture as a whole. So yeah, I'll make sure to put that down below as well, and I hope that you are having a great day. Make good choices, and bye. But yeah, I hope that this video has been very useful for you. If you have anything else that you want me to add or any videos you want me to make, let me know in the comments down below, right down there. Leave a like if you want to, subscribe, the YouTube stuff. And I hope that you make good choices and have a great day. Bye.